Britney the squirrel was known throughout the forest for her insatiable appetite for worms. With her bushy tail and bright eyes, Britney was a sight to behold as she scampered through the trees in search of her favorite snack. Every morning, Britney would wake up with a renewed determination to find the juiciest, plumpest worms the forest had to offer. She would spend hours digging through the soil, her tiny paws expertly unearthing the wriggling delicacies. The aroma of freshly turned earth filled the air as Britney worked, her nose twitching with excitement. Once she spotted a worm, Britney would pounce with lightning speed, her sharp claws securing her prize. She would then carry her worm back to her nest, where she would savor every bite with pure delight. Britney's love for worms was legendary, and she was often seen sharing her knowledge with the younger squirrels. She would teach them how to identify the best worm hunting spots and how to extract the worms from the soil with minimal effort. The young squirrels admired Britney's skill and enthusiasm, and they eagerly followed her lead. One day, Britney stumbled upon a particularly large worm, its size dwarfing any she had seen before. Her heart pounded with excitement as she carefully extracted the worm from the ground. She knew this was a meal fit for a queen, and she couldn't wait to savor it. As she carried the worm back to her nest, she couldn't help but smile. This was the perfect day, and she couldn't imagine a better way to spend it. Back at her nest, Britney carefully unwrapped the leaves that concealed her treasure. The worm was even larger than she had imagined, its vibrant colors glistening in the sunlight. Britney took a deep breath and dove in, her teeth sinking into the juicy flesh. The taste was pure heaven, and Britney closed her eyes in pure bliss. As she finished her meal, Britney couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction. She had found the perfect worm, and it had been the most delicious meal of her life. From that day on, Britney's reputation as the greatest worm hunter in the forest was solidified. She was no longer just a squirrel. She was Britney the Worm Whisperer. Her name was whispered among the trees, and every squirrel knew that if they wanted the best worm, they had to go to Britney. Britney took her newfound fame in stride, continuing to hunt worms with the same passion and dedication as always. She knew that her love for worms was what made her special, and she wouldn't trade it for the world. One day, while hunting for worms, Britney stumbled upon a group of lost baby birds. They were chirping helplessly, their tiny bodies shivering in the cold. Without hesitation, Britney knew she had to help. She gathered some leaves and twigs, creating a makeshift nest for the baby birds. She then searched for some insects to feed them, knowing that worms wouldn't be suitable for their delicate stomachs. After tending to the baby birds, Britney returned to her worm hunting, feeling a sense of satisfaction. She had helped those in need, and it had made her day even more meaningful. As the days turned into weeks, Britney continued to check on the baby birds, ensuring they were safe and well fed. She had become their guardian angel, protecting them from harm and providing for their needs. The baby birds grew stronger under Britney's care, their chirps becoming louder and more cheerful. They would often gather around Britney, their tiny wings fluttering with joy as she told them stories of her worm hunting adventures. Britney loved spending time with the baby birds, and she cherished the bond they had formed. She knew that she had made a difference in their lives, and that was all that mattered. One day, the baby birds were strong enough to fly, and they took to the sky with a joyous cry. Britney watched them soar, a bittersweet smile